Einen wunderschönen guten Tag und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Podcast-Episode Growcast, der Podcast für B2B Marketing und Sales. Ich bin heute nicht alleine. Ich habe hier die erste Dame im Podcast und ich werde gleich auf Englisch switchen. Und das ist wieder die nächste Herausforderung. Bin schon gespannt, aber das erste Mal war nicht schlecht. So, for the English-speaking audience, nice to see you and nice to meet you. Hello, Tamara. Tamara, you are the first woman in my podcast, so I am very proud to have you today in my episode. You can tell the audience a little bit about yourself. So you're the founder from the company From Blend to Brand. And you're talking also on LinkedIn. You have a very nice storytelling about positioning for 3 to 15 million in SaaS companies and ex-Bitpanda, I think so. So if you like, you can pronounce yourself and tell the audience a little bit more about you.
Thank you, Edin. So basically, as you said, I am Tamara, and I'm so happy that I'm the first woman in your podcast. I hope that you will have more. I know that there are not so many women in tech that want to talk, and also generally there are not so many women in tech. Hopefully getting more and more. So I'm really happy that I'm your first female guest. I am ex-Bitpanda, so this is a very the first Austrian unicorn, and it's a fintech that went from shady crypto industry to a total mainstream and personal finance go-to app. And after that, I opened my own company where I started talking about problems that Bitpanda had and other clients that I worked this whole time. And that is mostly how SaaS businesses position themselves in order to get customers that really need their product, because it's never about only selling, because if you sell something that people don't need, they will hate you afterwards and they pay you the money. So it's about connecting the perfect customer to the perfect company. So that's what I do.
Thank you for your intro. So let's talk about a very interesting topic. I mean, the new year is pretty young, so we have February and we have to talk about strategies for 2026, especially for software companies, because I don't know why, or what you think, what I see is on LinkedIn when I'm trying to post my content as a personal brand, I see some software companies, they are doing the same story. You know, they are taking a LinkedIn account from a corporate company account, and then they are posting every time the same thing. So once you see a webinar they are promoting, and then they are talking about some features, and then they are talking about some events, like when they are driving to Germany and then trying to sell customers their beautiful software. But I think that's a little bit more, and we have to speak in that case as well about AI visibility. This is the one of that most important topics in a strategy. And then we can also discuss about paid acquisition, paid ads, paid growth, because there are also a lot of software companies who are doing huge mistakes, and we can also drop some numbers from our case studies, what we have prepared. And then I think we should also take a look about how to work as a C-level on LinkedIn in case or in terms of personal branding. So my first question is for you. When you see a software company in your range, what is the first thing when you did an audit and what you think the problem is? What is the most exciting part of doing this, and how that feels to your potential client when you showed up them the whole mistakes what they have?
Well, I don't love showing them the mistakes, like point out, do you see this? But I like people to see themselves what they are doing wrong. So basically to just have this revelation, oh my God, I had this all wrong this whole time. And also, like some people, they know that things are not working because people are not coming to me because they have like an idea of positioning. Like no one wants to work on their positioning. People want to get unstuck. People want to grow again. People have investors on their back talking all the time like why did we stop growing, and then they are like, oh my god, is it me, the founder? So what I do, the first thing that I do, and I do that even before I meet with them, I check their website and I look how that looks. And in 99% of the cases, the website is so generic that even if you like exchange just the name with their competitor or even any other SaaS product, like it literally sounds the same. Like they use words that no one understands, and you are selling to real people. Like how do you sell to someone, to some tax consultant or someone who is just not technical? Like what are you selling? You have to talk their language. And if you, and I sit with them and I show them the website, their website and their competitors' websites. And then I say, like, if you put your name on their website, would anyone notice? Would you notice? And that's where they have this revelation, oh my God, yes, this is horrible. Even though they come to me because they're like, we tried everything and we don't know what to do. And in my opinion, you didn't try everything, because people try everything that is on the surface, which is ads, which like a lot of ads, and even posting content, like using million hours to post content that is not relevant to your buyer. Like I know that gurus say like post for your ICP and post for your customer and be a CEO who posts, but no, like you have to have a strategy of what are you actually doing online and who you want to be and who your company is for the end user. And I think that's basically the most like when they realize that they just need clarity with their marketing and with their business, and it's not their fault, because a lot of people blame themselves, basically like, I failed at this because I founded this company and I have this great product, and it's just now maybe it's not that great because a competitor that is worse is having more money. But it's not that, it's just the communication.
I think so. So you're also showing them the mistake. Before you start, you check the value proposition in total and you check the whole website. That's also the same thing what we also do when we onboard new clients. We almost see that they are all using Framer or Webflow and they have the same templates. That's really crazy. So, and they are hiring a freelancer from Fiverr, which is sitting in Pakistan, and he's doing for $100 the whole website content, AI ready, done. So the whole text is all generated by Gemini because nobody wants to use their ChatGPT, and you understand which texts are coming from specific AI engines. And then the funny thing is, okay, let's break it down. Show me your whole growth strategy. Sorry. And what are you doing especially in terms of marketing and sales? Do you have some sales reps? Is there anybody else from revenue operation side, and how the team is connecting to each others? So when an inquiry comes in, how you qualified that, what's happening in the background in the CRM, what's happening with the salespeople. So in terms of how's the win rate, right? Because the sales cycle in B2B is also in that way extremely long. So you have to figure out what to optimize first. But there is one huge mistake what I always see. All these companies, they are shooting a lot of money on Google Ads. If they don't see that the customer is coming, a new customer, new leads coming in, the first problem in these revenue marketing meetings is we have to spend more money on ads. We have to get more traffic on our website. And this is the crazy thing now. They almost have a marketing agency, which is a full service agency, and they are doing just performance marketing for everybody. and then they are trying to get them like, okay, yeah, we need more budget to get more clients because that's the easiest way. That's an excuse. And I don't understand. I have to say this, what the fuck is going on with these crazy agencies and with these crazy strategies? Nobody is talking about the real KPIs. I think I don't have any plan when I'm sitting there and somebody is showing me clicks, impressions, and nobody's talking about what's the pipeline velocity, what's the pipeline coverage from my generated leads, how's my attribution model working? What are you thinking about that?
I first think that it's like people trust agencies because that model exists for a very long time. So basically, you just go to do what you already know, what you know best. And that's the agency. And also ads, like you pay and then you get something. Like you go in a store, you pay for some product and then that's yours. Like you are paying for attention, you pay for the ad and then that brings you something. And we have this automatic thinking that works like this. But no one is talking about like, are those agencies that are mostly full service, how do you think that they know your industry? Like if I actually want to go to an agency, I would go to very specific SaaS agency. And if you don't find that, then maybe that doesn't exist for a reason. Like maybe they don't even either have the knowledge or ads maybe don't work that well for SaaS. So that it's really like you have a lot of e-com performance marketing agencies because e-com works so well with meta ads and meta campaigns. But then SaaS, you don't have a SaaS agency. Another thing is that people treat ads like, yes, I put this ad, people will click because they're searching for me. Who are you? Like, who are you as a company? Like, if you don't know what are you actually selling to your best customer and how you make their day better, then you are sounding like everyone else. Why would anyone click on you? Then you have to invest more. Then you're like spending a lot of money. And then you don't get those clicks because there will always be someone who has a cheaper product or who has more money for the ads. You're not McKinsey to be like on top of the list for like consulting or I don't know. So I want people to think that there is no one way to get somewhere, but there is your way to get to your perfect customer. You just have to know where the customer is and how is their behavior. Because if they are searching on AI engines, like for example, you are selling, you want to do something you didn't do ever. So you want to do your nails in some way. And then you're like, I want to do my nails like this. And I want them to be very professional and not far from my house. Then you search in ChatGPT because you obviously don't know how to search that in Google. And then you will get the best nail salon for your need. But if you're like, I don't care about any nail style, I just want my nails done and I want it fast, then you go to Google and then you're like, nail salon near me. So you need to know who is your customer. Is your customer the one that wants the best thing, very applied for them, very much like something very special? Or is your customer someone who is just searching something similar? Because if you have a customer and that is SaaS, is impossible that they're just search on Google for this. Like people that are buying software, they will ask their peers, they will ask other founders, they will ask people in the same industry, like different companies. They will also search in Google. They will also search in ChatGPT. So there are like so many touch points for people to decide before that sales call. So know your customer. Like that's my answer to everything. Like people want fast results with very little work. That doesn't exist. Like go to the fitness center or do a liposuction. Like there is either or. If you put 1 million in ads, of course ads will work. But do you have that 1 million?
Yeah. And if you don't have a conversion tracking, you never know that. So you can't count your qualified leads. And that's also another story because maybe we can break down small cases. I can do it at first. There is a software company we start working together in that year, so from 8th of January. So pretty new client. Um, they are from the US, and just to give you a short overview, they don't had any visibility in Google in terms of the SERP, so Google ranking, and they don't have any visibility in the AI search. We meet both. So you and me, Tamara, was last week drinking coffee and talk to each other, and I show you some insights. And I want to prepare a separate case study based on the AI search. But the thing was, they have a great software project done. So everything is pretty fine working, but they have zero visibility. They have generic website text. So what we have done, we re-optimized everything. We fixed all SEO issues to get, the technical stuff done. We implement structured data. We added a grounding page. Then we talk about, okay, which money prompts, like what you already mentioned. Nobody is looking at Google for X, Y, Z. If you have specific needs and you say, I have a team from 10 plus employees and we are very time consuming meetings a day, and if I am writing on Slack somebody, I have to wait about 40 minutes to get a reply back. Is it there any software which can optimize the workflow and get happier together, blah, blah, blah. So what do you use? You will use your AI engine. So ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc. And then you can ask the right engine. So we have defined some money prompts. We used for that case, for example, an AI visibility tool as well. And everything is done. We have all there. You can measure it, and then we write content. And then we saw every 24 hours after indexing, visibility was great, number one ranking, everything works fine. I want to show this in a separate case study video. But what my question is for you, do you see also some problems in that way when people not jump now in that year on the AI plane or train, let's say, when they are still just shooting out content like blog posts optimizing for keywords?
I would only like, for example, for SaaS, they need to jump on that train, but not for every industry, because I can tell you that some industries they just don't need that much AI presence. And that's fine. Maybe it will come later for them, and maybe AI will be everywhere in like 2 years. But for some, now I know that like it's not necessary. But for a lot of them, like for example, also it depends what kind of customer you want to attract. Because if you're attracting a person that is very modern, that is like now, like they're using AI all the time. Like I don't even search on Google anymore. Like I search everything in GPT. So, and but that's me. If you want to have someone like me as your customer, of course optimize your AI presence. Plus, if you have something that is very difficult to explain, and you can explain it so well in your blog post, but no one sees that blog post, you have to optimize to be the first one in GPT results, because then that's the way how you get to your customer. It's always like, what is the best, the fastest way for you to connect with your perfect customer? So if you know that they are searching on AI because you can't explain it otherwise, and they're modern, then optimize for AI. Like that's my answer to this.
You're absolutely right, because I also see that when I have like this discovery calls, I'm asking them, the prospects, how do you find us? Like a simple question. And then you get reply back. I asked ChatGPT, and then I asked back, and what did you ask? How was the prompt? Did you ask for, I don't know what, generic agency? No, I was writing like, we need in B2B an agency which is specialized in growth, which is specialized in AI search and generating leads, and it should be focused on B2B in Austria. And then you get response back from the AI. So that's also very interesting. So the people, I think the most important thing is here that people start trusting the AI, like GPT. That's my personal psychologist. So I can ask him everything. I can tell him everything. He will give me always that answer which is fitting to my budget and to my needs perfect. If I am asking Google, I will get random ads. And this is also something what's in a psychologist way very interesting from that perspective. Before we start recording, you mentioned some very interesting numbers from a case study. I don't know if you can share it, but if you like, please go ahead. It's very interesting, maybe also for the audience.
Yes, so I worked with a company few years ago that was pouring a lot of money in the paid ads. It's a B2B software, and they were at the time paying around 750,000 euros per year in paid performance marketing, and the conversion rate was 1%. And they had a lot, like they were advertising webinars, and they had a lot of show-ups, but also irrelevant people. And they also had like a lot of people downloading their ebooks that were not even from that industry. And they were paying for that ad and for that email. And then when the SDRs were calling the person that downloaded the ebook, they were like, I don't even know I downloaded it. Or, oh yeah, that was a mistake. I don't know, like blah, blah, blah. Like it was horrible. It was a horror. And they were like, we don't know why is this happening? And then I look at those ads. And first of all, they looked all different. Like you cannot even connect them to the company. And the second thing, it's just not clear what the people are downloading. Like, what are you selling? And then you're like, yeah, we waste so much money on performance marketing. Like, you never put all these ads together. They have a very big marketing team. So for me, it was like really strange, but it's not the only company that had that problem. So like businesses are, I think, because this is now from my experience, are trying to push something that is obviously not working. They're like pushing it more than trying to optimize it, than trying to do something new that they don't know about. Like, so, for example, you know that people are now finding you with AI, so you will now double down on all your AI results. But sometimes, like, even if you're not the person that you are, you would be like, yeah, some people search me on AI, but I had very good results 5 years ago with my paid ads. So I will still pay way more money for ads than to try to optimize a little bit the AI presence and see if I have more people now coming from that. And
absolutely,
it's crazy, but I think it's in our human nature. We don't want to try new. We want new painted on our faces that it's working. So we will. That's why, like, there are early adopters and early majority. Like, early adopters will try and then they will have success, and then the early majority will, and then they will be like also late majority. They're like, yeah, but I still like those ads 5 years ago. They were like so working. And yeah, so it depends. In my opinion, you have to like your customer has to mirror you. And you have to mirror the customer. So if you are this like very modern person and you have modern software, of course, like you have to think, damn it, like they are like me. I made the software for them because I know that they have this problem. How are they thinking if you don't talk to them? But I would always talk to the customer like you did, like, how do you find me? And then you now know exactly how they find you. And then you can do more of that. It's like as easy as that.
That's it. We got the same client.
I have a question,
which I mentioned.
Even though you're
yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
before people were because when we met for coffee, that was like really interesting, that you said that you were optimizing a lot your website when you were getting less inquiries in on your website, and you were optimizing like different sections to see what people are really interested in. And I find that really smart, because that's the way, like, I know that all the marketers are testing and this is nothing new, but I want you to share your story, what you were testing, and how did you come from almost nobody's clicking, or like few of them are clicking and few of them are booking a call, to hundreds of people booking a call because of something else. So I think that's interesting for the audience to hear.
Great point. This was, let me explain it in that way. For example, that customer, which I mentioned in a short way before, what we have done with AI visibility, this was a little bit, I don't know how to explain it. It was a system which was not optimized for scaling. It was optimized for, we are doing something, but we are still not figuring out how to get the better results in the end of the day. So you have your OKR meetings and then you're talking about clicks and impressions, right? For example, they had also in conversions, when they are tracking conversions on the website and on the Google Ads perspective, they are tracking page views. I have done with one of my teammates, we've done also now, before we are recording together, a case study, video case study, and showing some numbers. So I don't know when exactly I will drop this Google Ads case study, before or after our podcast session. But the thing is, so they start working with us, and I was just, sitting in each meeting. Okay, invite me into Slack. I want to understand how your team is briefing. I want to understand the whole issues. I'm sending you a questionnaire. Please fill me out everything. Be transparent. So show me the naked truth and not the fancy lie. So I want to understand what's the problem. And then, you go back with your team and then you discuss about it. But I have a very great system which is working very fine. So after we are fixing the whole website problems with technical SEO, with messaging, with blah, blah, blahs, we are getting there, and we are using, for example, rank scale, AI visibility tool. Then we have to define these all prompts. Then we see, okay, zero visibility. That's bad, but not a problem. It's a challenge we want to do every week. It's a challenge. We have to share in the Slack channel what we have done and what has get the numbers we want to have. And then we are doing this. So we are writing content which is optimized for LLMs and for Google rankings. And the crazy story behind that, each of that articles, it's getting, yesterday I did the same thing, but 8 hours take it time, not 24 hours, which was number one ranked on Google in the organic search. And then in the whole engines we track, like Grok, Gemini, Perplexity, AI overviews, you get also visibility, and you share it. So there is the whole team. Nobody can say we are lying, because there are a lot of employees and they see how we work. And then we're taking over the Google Ads account, and then we fix this Google conversion tracking. And then we did some fine tuning with conversion tracking to the app, which is showing you onboarding completed. So lead comes on the ad comes on the website, as the prospect comes on the website. Okay, perfect. The messaging was fine. You don't see a bold generic ad which shows you we are the number one or we are the best or something like that. So you have to see, like, the outcome is in the text for your ICP. And perfect. And then you have your target group, you have your target country, and then you know how to do that. And after all, now we have tracked in about from 18th of January until 13th of February, 150 qualified leads we're generating. 74, like the half, 50% comes from the paid ads. And this is really crazy, just from the paid ads channel. And all the other 50% from different channels. But what I want to say is, instead of tracking and measuring vanity metrics like clicks, conversions in terms of page views or something like this, that's bullshit. So you're not optimizing for revenue. You can't support the team, and you are lying to your customers. You're lying on LinkedIn. You're doing bullshit content because you're speaking about we are the best performance, we are doing Meta ads, we are doing Google ads, performance max campaigns, blah, blah, blah. In the end of the day, I don't see any name with any PDFs, with any great numbers, how many leads. I will drop it. I don't have a problem with it because I know when I'm doing this, everybody from this software business industries, they are knocking on my door and they say, hey, we want the same thing. I don't care if you're working with them. I know you're doing this and you bring us revenue. And that's the crazy thing. And we did these sprints in the first month. In 3 months, we are ready to say, okay, your system is running. It's time to leave. If you like, we can still continue our work. Does it make sense?
This is really good because, first of all, I think that the best marketing is the word of mouth marketing. I do think that a lot of people are not sharing because maybe of the NDAs, but you can always share something without using the name, like I did with my client from a few years ago. Like I didn't say what they're selling, so just tell your story, what you did, and when people know that you can do it, and then you show the numbers like in private, then of course people will work with you. In the end of the day, no one, and I will never understand it because I saw it for years, those like numbers, clicks on the page. Like, what do you care about the clicks? Like, what is your end goal? Is your end goal to get the user? Like to get the user or to get like a customer or a book call? So you should measure that. Like clicks,
Yeah.
yes, fine, but like everyone can click. Like I can end up clicking something totally random. So yeah, I think you're definitely right.
If I like to click, then I will download a dating app and click and swipe left and right. So then I can measure how many matches I get. But in that in that case, we are optimizing all for business. And if you see in that case, like in that software companies, they are getting 50 to 80 million in a ARR. If they are really, like for example, 20 plus years on the market, then you have smaller businesses which are doing the first million, 10 million. So that's also perfect and nice. But the business is the same in terms of growth. You have to understand your target group. And this is maybe also one of my last questions because that's also very important to understand why the people are not going out on LinkedIn and showing some personal brand content, because that's a nice effect. Instead of doing LinkedIn ads, which costs you a lot of money with your company account, you can post like something like personal and you can sponsor it from your corporate account and you did thought leadership content. Then you have a CPC from 10 to 20 cents and you're getting your right audience. And then they're also asking you, nice post, I feel your pain, I'm working as well with this, blah, blah, blah. So what are you thinking about personal branding in general for software leaders or especially for C-level?
The best question. I
Yeah.
think it's so totally underused. It's so underused that like it's crazy how little people are using LinkedIn to brand their business, because there is like this difference when then when people think like, if I post from my private account, I cannot post about my company, or like company accounts don't get visibility, that's stupid, I won't even use it. And that's partially true. I don't post from my company's account because it's only me and I don't have time to do everything. But if you are a company that has like a content team, and you as a founder have a lot of like, every founder has stories they can share, and not only the numbers but also like something that will bring people to read their content, and then they will get interested about what like this person and then the business, and maybe even if they are not those people who are going to buy, they will still know about it and say like, this guy, I like, he's posting about his prop tech, how he changed lives of blah blah blah. So it's like a free marketing, and I do understand that some people hate it. And if you're a founder, you don't have time. then maybe you don't know how to start, you don't see immediate ROI, then you're like, because people, as I said in the beginning, people are trying a lot of things, and then a lot of things don't work, and then they don't know, and then they're like trying, like throwing spaghetti at the wall. But with LinkedIn, I would say to stick with it, but with the caveat that you need to have some kind of strategy for LinkedIn, like who are you and what do you want to say and what you want people think about you and your company. And there is a blocker for founder, and I talk to many of them. They're like, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to write. And if I give it to some junior content writer in my team, then it's not me. And then it's again not what I want. So I do think that that's the major blocker for these people. I do think that they have to create content themselves. I think it's really important that personal brand is personal, because it's like they're immediately interesting because they are founders. So people will listen to them because they have this social proof that they built something. Like,
Yeah.
and it's so important they do this. I decided to actually create a small guide on that for founders, and I will talk about that in my newsletter next week. And probably even like have that for free next week. But I want to create a product where I share how to start and how to start on LinkedIn as a founder, because every founder that did it had results. And I know that many didn't start because they're like scared of sounding cringe, don't have time, don't want to do it, they are not content creators. LinkedIn is like, well, I don't want to pay ads, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that I think that would be very, very useful. By the way, I'm totally like doing ad for myself. I have a newsletter. So people, if you want to read about SaaS growth from the positioning perspective, subscribe.
Yeah, we can link this all in the show notes from Spotify. So very interesting insights. I'm very happy that we share in some special points very deep and meaningful content. This is really important. I am also doing LinkedIn branding, personal branding. I started in July last year. So, and it pays me off. So I get great clients from there. They are still working with us. So that's all to say about this. Thank you, Tamara, for being here. It was a pleasure to talk with you. And if you feel free, or if you like to do another different topic for SaaS companies where we can deep dive how to make founders positioning from SaaS, we can do a separate podcast. So I hope you enjoyed today as well.
I did. It was really a pleasure. And I hope some people hear this and have something useful out of it. I mean, many people will hear it, but also to find some value out of what we said today. And thank you so much for inviting me.
You're welcome. So thank you for listening to this episode, Growcast. Please subscribe this podcast and share it on LinkedIn if you see any founders struggling with paid ads, with AI visibility. My team can support you. We are bringing you in 24 hours, 100% AI visibility. And if you like to prove it, you can also download our pitch deck in the show notes. Danke fürs Zuhören und bis zum nächsten Mal.